Hey, welcome to the YouTube channel. This is a different type of video because they're not here in person, but this is Investor Mel and Dave, Investor Mel Dave on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. They have 140,000 followers on TikTok, 45,000 on Instagram, and they are pumping out, how many on YouTube? Didn't ask.
They're around 3,500, close to the 4,000 mark. So maybe by the time it's released, we'll be.
So they're definitely focusing more on Instagram and TikTok, but these people are amazing. I've been following them for actually a bunch of months now. And this video is going to be mainly about how to buy real estate with no money. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, so guys, I just bought this 10-unit apartment building in Jacksonville, Florida. It's my first actual personal multifamily deal, so it's pretty exciting. And I actually put a lot of money down to buy this, and I almost wish I followed you on Instagram and everything else before I bought, because I realized that I could have maybe, if the seller was willing, put $0 down. How can I do that?
Yes, and first off, congratulations on buying.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So congratulations.
Thanks.
We love buying properties using none of our own money, and there's various strategies we use. But yeah, for the owner financing, essentially we have a conversation with the seller and see if they're open to holding part of the financing for you. And sometimes they're not, because they do need their money or they want to buy the next property. But sometimes they do, and quite often they do, because it's a win-win, right? You're going to pay them X amount of money. They're going to be able to, if it's already listed, they don't have to pay an agent fee, and also a lot of tax savings for them as well, from a tax perspective.
Yeah, and we usually try and just simple it down, right? It's if the seller has equity in the deal, especially for a second mortgage, right? If they have equity in the deal, what they're doing is basically on closing, instead of getting those funds, that portion that they've agreed upon to hold as a mortgage, they're basically taking that equity and turning it into a mortgage for you. So the lawyers, the attorneys, they do it all for you, right? They'll draft it up.
Would that be the title company? Could the title company help with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So again, people think like, well, what do I have to do? What's going to be my role? It's like, you're not going to do anything on that. You're going to negotiate it. And then, yeah, you're going to let the title company, you're going to let the lawyers, the attorneys, all of them take care of that. And just like any other mortgage, they're going to help you walk through. They're going to walk you through it, right? And they're obviously going to explain it. You're going to sign off, but your job is to negotiate with the seller.
Yeah, just like anything else. I mean, it's in life. You kind of just take a risk at first, then you kind of let other people tell you, and then you ask a bunch of questions, and then you can do it the next time, probably in half the time. But long story short, you go get maybe you're buying a unit, you have a hard money loan, maybe like a bridge loan on if it's in bad shape. And then your seller is what you're saying, if they're willing, could put a second mortgage. Now, I've heard that maybe that first mortgage, the first lien holder, needs to be friendly to this
process.
Correct.
Yeah.
You need to be open to creative financing. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, Jesse. And I know some people have ways of doing it kind of. Anyway, I advise people to ask the first place mortgage holder or lender that your intentions are to do that, because some of the bigger banks, the A lenders and that, they're not going to be open to it, and that's fine. But knowing that, you're going to have different mortgage brokers, different hard money lenders that are okay with financing behind them.
Yeah.
As long as their ratios are met, they know they're in first place, and whatever you do behind them is fine. So absolutely, Jesse, I agree with you. Have that conversation.
Yeah.
So people don't go calling in those notes on you.
Does the second mortgage holder have any recourse? Like, is there collateral? Like, do they have the first lien guy could be like the first one to be like, give me the property back if you're not paying, kind of conversation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And obviously the more secure position is first position, right? That's why the banks and the hard money lenders, they mostly want that first position. The second position, depending how they do it, right? If it's a foreclosure, power sale, depending which route they go down, there's different rights and different kind of clauses or different ways that they can look at that. Sometimes the first mortgage holder will turn to the second mortgage holder and say, hey, do you want to take this over? You were the seller before, you owned the asset before. Do you want to take it back and assume the first mortgage? And sometimes they will. So it's not that the second mortgage holder is left high and dry type thing. However, there are just like anything else, right? There's some risks, and you try and mitigate them. But
yeah, and quite often we found that owners are willing to do it because, of course, not only it benefits them, but they know the property, right? So they often think, well, if something happens and if for some reason this doesn't turn out, I already know the building, I know how it's performing. And especially when you have and you show and you speak with the lender or about to the seller that you're gonna beautify the place or put some TLC into it, they feel way more secure,
Right.
in order to do so.
Yeah.
Have you ever had it where the seller just doesn't want to? I mean, what's the percentage of, I'm sure you run into that, but the percentage of, you have over 200 units. So the percentage of units that you have that were not seller financed or that you had to kind of use your own money and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I guess let me say it this way. So yes, absolutely. Are you gonna get some no's? 100%. Do we get no's all the time? 100%.
All the time.
We got a lot of no's. And all of our units are 100% other people's money, so we never ever use.
So if the seller
The
says,
first few that we bought were with our own, but
Yeah.
since then it's always OPM. And out of those, I don't know, it's hard to say. Like last year, we bought 119 apartments, maybe half,
nice.
more than around the half mark was maybe seller financing. So it just kind of varies from one year to the next.
I love it. I love it. So if a seller says no, what do you do for the second mortgage? Are there other people that are willing to do that?
Yes, absolutely. So what we do is we always try and get the seller to either do a first or a second mortgage because that's the easiest, right? They're selling the asset. If they say no, then we basically try and fill that piece of the puzzle or with another piece, right? So we'll look at secured funds. We'll look at someone that has, well, here in Canada, it's RSPs, Registered Retirement Saving Plan. In the States, 401k, obviously Roth IRA, and we'll say, what are you making in the stock market? What are you doing in your mutual funds? And what is your return on your actual secured funds? And why don't you self-direct them and invest them with us as a mortgage? So that's an option as well. The building we're in actually is something like that. The seller held their first mortgage, and we had a lady with secured funds held a second mortgage. So that'll be our go-to because they like it because, again, it's that security in the form of a mortgage. And if we can't find that for the deal, then we'll find someone who has liquidity. They have a line of credit, they have cash, and they're looking to do, a promissory note or a contractual agreement where it's flexible. You can put it, it's not an actual mortgage on a property, but it is a contractual agreement, and they'll lend it to you for your downstroke, for your down payment. So if the seller says no, there's always another way, right?
Yeah. So, and you look at your cash on cash return, right? I mean, you're going to say, how much cash flow am I going to get, which is your gross income, gross rents minus all your expenses, and you have your NOI, net operating income. And then you take out your mortgage costs and you have your cash flow, right? So you look at how much cash flow you're going to get through the year and then how much money you put down and you divide it out and that gives you the percentage, right? So maybe you're going to this person with money saying, what are you getting, 0.0000 on your on your savings account? Maybe you're getting more on like a 401k or whatever you called it for the Canada one. What was that called?
RSP. Yeah.
RSP. So, but they're going to get what? 5, 10, not 5, but probably 10, 15, 20, 25% on a multifamily deal, cash on cash, or at least 10.
It depends on the deal. And this is something I find that a lot of people who want to get into creative financing get stuck on is strictly the interest rate, right? I don't want to pay more than X percent. And this is something at first we were guilty of as well, for sure. But then we realized that if I have an amazing deal and the deal makes sense and I have my exit strategy, meaning I know how to pay back my lender afterwards, then hey, I'm okay to pay a little bit more interest if the deal makes sense as well.
Do you guys mainly see that you cash out refinance or that to hold it? Or do you ever flip in a building, or you're holding every deal?
We love the buy and hold. We're guilty. We sell some as well. We sold one late 2020.
Yeah.
We're actually listing one right now. It just depends. Like right now, the market is hot in where we are. So we have some smaller buildings. We have a couple of duplexes that we're looking at possibly liquidating and taking, yesterday's dollars and putting them into tomorrow's projects.
Yeah.
However, the strategy overall is buy and hold, right? We don't go into it thinking we're going to flip. Sometimes we decide to sell or liquidate, but our overall plan is to hold them for 30 years and either give them to the kids, or if they don't want them, then that'll be our we'll sell them off. But yeah, we're buy and hold investors.
Well, guys, I mean, this was an amazing like little snippet of information, hopefully under 10 minutes or so. You guys, the followers of Jesse Lane, you guys got to check out Investor Mel Dave, Instagram, TikTok, and your YouTube channel, Investor Mel and Dave. Full of knowledge and wisdom. If you're into anything to do with real estate, I mean, these guys are awesome. I need to learn how to do those just quick little phone videos for like TikTok and stuff. I just so crazy busy, but content's important. So thank you for being on my channel. Anything else to
Absolutely.
add?
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us, Jesse.
You're welcome. Talk to you next time.